Franz Tell here with Undefeated Prospect heading into his sixth fight as a professional. First fight inked with Top Rank Promotions, fighting March 21st in San Bernardino. Sammy Contreras. Sammy, man, Robert Diaz, who used to work alongside Oscar De La Hoya, he compared you to Oscar De La Hoya. I heard you in an interview with my friend Lily on Chicana Boxing talking
Oh yeah,
about how your best punch is the left hook like Oscar, and you feel like you got the same kind of stance and balance that Oscar had. Take me through that comparison, man. What do you think of that comparison?
yeah. Something I would say something similar to Oscar. I get a lot from a lot of people, well, that would watch me spar since small, since 8 years old. But yeah, I would say something similar to him. Get a little similar stance to him.
Are you from East LA like Oscar is?
No, I was born in downtown LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
close by.
Right. So you were close to the Staples Center back in the day.
Yes.
Is that still where you're living out of around downtown LA?
No, I moved. I go back and forth. I spend most of my time in LA, of course, but I live in Palmdale now.
Okay, yeah. And how old were you when you did first start going back and forth from downtown LA and not just live in downtown LA?
I was 9 years old. Since 9 years old, I would be going back and forth, sparring 3 times a week out there. So that would bring us back and forth from Palmdale to LA.
But did how long did you continue to live in downtown LA?
Uh, I was there for 12 years.
Hmm.
Yeah, like 12 years. But yeah, 12 years.
No, I just asked because I know that that there's some areas around downtown that could be rough.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, what was that
So
like,
I
man?
grew up in well, sorry to interrupt, but I grew up near MacArthur Park, so it's pretty rough back then. Yeah,
Yeah,
till this day is rough.
there was just something in the news about a woman, unfortunately.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that.
No, I did not.
I think she got caught up there in some violence, and how did that mold you as a young man growing up near MacArthur Park and as a fighter too?
Good. You know what? It kept me to keep working hard. So right now, I'm growing up in those type of neighborhoods, seeing everything, I would picture myself like, I don't wanna later in life being any type of this things around me, So that just kept my mind, to keep going, to keep working hard.
Did you have a rep a little bit in the neighborhood? Like, hey man, he's on the straight and narrow, but don't mess with this guy, man. He boxes, you know?
No, not at all. I was never really in the street like that. That's what kind of moved, My father moved us to Palmdale. He wanted us to get away from all that.
So do you remember the moment he took you to the gym? Was it did you see a fight that made you want to try boxing, or was he like, hey, yeah.
No, nothing like that. Funny story, actually. Since 8 years old, I've been a little active kid, active kid. I was kind of overweight. I was probably like 8 years old, 108 pounds, I would say. I was like 108 pounds, and it was the first time I was on Sunday. I remember the same exact day and everything. It was on a Sunday. I was playing golf. I was playing golf in the house, and I broke his new plasma TV. You know what? Right when the plasma TVs would come out, I
Hmm.
had broke it, and automatically he knew it was me. He knew it was me. I was peeking in the corner, looking at him, and he was just like, "Nah, this kid's a little too much. I gotta put him in the gym." And then the next month, that following Monday, I was right at the gym.
You
That's
ever
how.
hear of,
That's
yeah,
good.
oh, no, do you ever hear of because you said you were a big kid, man. Did you
Yeah.
hear, Miguel Cotto, I guess he was, a big kid, like a hundred
Yeah.
something pounds at 11 and and then he started boxing and yeah. Did you ever hear about that?
Yeah, I did. Of course, I did. So kind of something similar to it. That's he got me that was the whole purpose, put me in the gym to lose weight at first. And then of course eventually like down the line that's where I wanted to compete and that's where I started my career.
What was it that made you really like De La Hoya? Was it watching his old fights?
Yeah, he was a beast. He was a beast when he was in the ring. He was a beast, the type of combinations he would throw. And he was a good guy inside and outside of the ring. So, that inspired me a lot watching him grow up and everything.
You ever get a chance to meet him?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I did. I met him once. I met him once.
Was did he try to sign you as well?
Yeah, we had talks. My father, of course, my father, he managed Marlena Esparza that was signed to Golden Boy and
Yep,
Cesar
yep.
Diaz. You know, so he has all he's always had that connection. My father and him.
I know you had a really good amateur career, fought some of the top guys who have gone on to be, standout pros right now. Was there any disappointment in not getting a chance to get an Olympic bid during your amateur run?
Yeah, of course. I fell short. It was something that was my always my goal, to win a gold medal. But it was things happen, and we I had talked to my dad, see what was the next move, and it was going pro. But yeah, of course, that's always I feel like it's always someone's dream to win a gold medal, but you know, just keep on going on to the next goal.
Did that add motivation for you once in becoming a professional?
Yeah, of course. Going into perfect, that's where the game changes. Way different from the amateurs. So my style too, my style has always been for the pros. And I thought, me and my father thought it was gonna be a good thing.
What attributes do you feel like you possess as a fighter that will make you a champion in the pros?
Um, the throwing the jab, I feel like the jab's the best key in boxing. Throwing my jab, my head movement on my toes.
Yeah, and you're a big lightweight, man, like 5'11",
Yeah,
75-inch reach.
yeah,
Um, do you feel like you're one of these lightweights like Oscar did,
yeah.
make it lightweight while the metabolism's good and you're real young and you could make that cut. But do you feel like ultimately your real destiny is welterweight in your professional career?
Yeah. Right now, yeah. I make the weight easy. Never had a problem making weight. Well, of course, later down the line, we'll see how my body changes, going up. But yeah, right now, 135 is I feel great at it.
How quickly do you and your father want you to be moved along?
It's up to top rank,
Hmm.
we up to top rank, fight by fight. We go with top rank with the team, whatever they have to tell me. And yeah, we'll see where it brings down the line.
The Los Angeles area, it has a lot of great sparring
Yeah.
opportunities, a lot of great fighters. Who are some of the top fighters you've worked with in the gyms?
Top fighters. Ooh, I've worked with a little bit of everywhere, a lot of world champions. Linares. The first one was Chocolatito, first camp. Ryan Garcia. I just sparred Ryan Garcia for his last fight, and I got the pleasure to also spar Mario Barrios right after that.
So you sparred them while they were preparing for each other.
Yes, funny story. Yeah, it was a funny story. Sparred Ryan first, and then I had the opportunity to spar Mario's probably like a week later or two.
They were both like, "Hey, we both need a tall Mexican American fighter. We're
Yeah,
both fighting we're fighting, a tall Mexican American fighter, both of us.
correct.
So,
Correct.
Sammy, help us out."
It was the right fit, so it helped. It was good. It was a good experience, and you know, good fight between them.
Well, respectfully, did that fight based on your sparring with them kind of play out the way you thought it would, based on the rounds you went with each guy?
Yeah, of course. Um, yeah, each round. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more competitive fight, but it's whoever in the ring, it was whoever wants it more, wants it more, work harder. But both fighters were I like both fighters, both good fighters, and it was a good fight. I liked it.
What did Ryan and Henry tell you about your talent after doing some rounds?
I've always known Ryan. He gave me his respect. Keep working hard, and to keep moving. This boxing thing's everyone's in it, so I just told me to keep working hard and listen to my coach.
Obviously, his speed stands out.
Yes.
Ultimately, how did your speed match up with his?
I would say pretty the same. Yeah, I was pretty quick too. Even though he's a little 147 pounder. So, but it was a pretty good speed too.
Yeah, he's a bigger guy at this
Yeah.
stage of your careers and more experience. But did you feel you did well in the gym with him?
Yes, of course. I felt I did really good.
Got you, man. Let me ask you, take it back to the amateurs for a minute, man. What do you recall, two fighters in particular, what do you recall about your fight with Abdullah Mason?
It was a good fight. It was a good fight. That one brings back memories. That was a long time ago. I think I was like 12 around that age. 12. It was a really good fight, you know. But I give it all from that fight. We're little, but fortunately the decision went to him. But Abdullah Mason's a really good fighter.
Did you know then? Is that too young, or is that already at that kind of age, 12, 13, 14? Do you know who the guys are that are gonna go on to the pros? And yeah,
Yeah, a little bit. You could tell, by their careers, the styles, who's gonna make it or not. Excuse me. But yeah, it was a good fight.
what is it about a fighter style, even at young at that age, that lets you know, this guy's gonna go to the next level once we become grown men?
I feel their style. Feel their style and watching it from little too.
Gotcha, man. What do
And
you
they're mine.
remember? Oh no, go ahead, please.
No, you're good. And
What do
sparring.
you? Oh, go ahead. Oh, and sparring too, you said. So you guys sparred some rounds, not just had your 3 round fight in 2017. You guys had sparred some rounds together as well.
Yeah, we had sparred in Vegas. After the fight when I was on, later on, I think it was like, if I'm not mistaken, like 3 years ago, we sparred in Vegas.
How different was that from the amateur days?
Oh, really different. More competitive, of course. We're both on a top high level. It was a really good sparring.
What do you recall about the fight with Emiliano Vargas?
It was a good fight. I honestly thought I pulled it off. I thought I won. I thought I won. Actually, I thought I beat him all 3 rounds, but unfortunately, it didn't go my decision. Amateurs that Amateurs always how it is in amateurs, but
Mhm.
I thought I won.
Was that fight in Las Vegas?
No, that was the Jenny Lewis tournament in Arizona.
Okay, because I was
Yeah.
gonna say, well, maybe you fought him in his backyard. You know how that goes.
No, yeah, well, it kind of was in his backyard. He was a favorite. He was like, that's when they had all the media in Arizona. And the father, of course, that's when they had the shows and everything going on. So I kind of already knew, but I felt like I did my job, and you know how it works.
You're a very respectful young man. I could see that, and so
Appreciate you.
this might be tough to get this out of you, but who did you feel was the superior talent between those two when you worked with them?
Um, Blue.
Abdullah.
Yeah, I would say Blue. Yeah, I think he was the better one.
Hmm.
Yeah, because honestly, I thought he was the most top one, and well, you can see right now, he's the world champ. But I would say Abdullah.
Was he in retrospect the best fighter you fought in the amateurs? You would say?
No, I wouldn't say the best, because inspired a lot of people from out of the country and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't say the best, but yeah, like I said, he was a good fight. He was a good fight. He's a good fighter.
Do you think you'll fight those guys in the pros at some point?
Yes, I feel like later down in my career I would.
Um, so my bad. Forgive me there for a minute, man.
You're good.
Yeah, you got so you already think about that, like, because I mean, my guy Sean Porter, he would say there'd be certain guys like he knew Keith Thurman and Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. He's like, I know, even when we were teenagers, we're all gonna fight someday in the pros. So is that how you look at guys like that already?
Yes, of course. Already, programming that you're gonna face them down in your career. So I agree. I agree with that. I think yeah, that's what I believe.
What do you want to when you watch if you were to watch yourself right now on tape, just 5 fights in? What would you feel like you want to improve on the most going forward?
Um, Working more my style. Working more my style. On my toes more and popping that jab, moving around. Working on little things that I still and combinations too. More combinations.
Yeah, that's one thing that sticks out in the tape that is out there on the
Yeah.
pros is you really like putting combinations together.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I just feel like I have to work on that more. Work on that more. Feel like a lot of people don't do it, and I gotta keep it going. I gotta keep working on that. Keep working on my craft.
What would you say is you and your dad's defensive system or philosophy?
Um, like I'll probably say combinations. Combinations. Try to keep it going. Be active. Work the jab. Head movement too. A lot of head movement. It's a lot of sparring too.
You've you've had a last couple fights go the distance, man. How do you think your power is translating to the pros early on?
Later on, I feel like my power could keep increasing. The last two fights, they were very good fighters. Tough fighters. But of course, later down in the career, we'll keep improving each fight. See how it goes from there.
And lastly, man, your fight it's coming up. Let me see. Yeah, not next Saturday, but 2 weeks from now, in March.
No, next Saturday.
Is it next? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, you are correct. Right, this
Yeah,
weekend is the 14th. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We're 9 days out, 10 days out, ten
yeah.
days out from the fight in San Bernardino. What do you look to show and work on in that fight? And do you think that fight will be your third stoppage, third knockout of your career?
Yes, I feel like that's the plan. That's always the plan. But I gotta go in there, listen to my team, work on the game plan we've been working out, and go do our job.
What's anything you want to let the boxing world know about Sammy Contreras before you get out of here?
No, well, for everyone that's been supporting me since little, I appreciate all of you guys, and stay tuned. I'm working hard to be the best fighter out there.
Thank you, Sammy. Look forward to seeing you on some cards coming up, man.
Appreciate you, Sam.
Best of luck.
Thank you.